positive Filipino values and to maintain their mental health, to momentarily forget your worries over the continuing threat of the pandemic and the looming not be lost in this forest of foreign-dominated sources of information, to ensure that while we are conscious of being part of a globalized world, we remain Filipinos with unique values, culture, and traditions. We reiterate that we are cognizant of the concerns raised by oppositors on the alleged violations of ABS-CBN. Certainly, these are legitimate and serious matters which cannot be swept under the rug. Thus, while we support ABS-CBN's grant of a new franchise, it cannot be business as usual for its owners and officials. We heard the promises and undertakings of ABS-CBN officials to strive to be a better company. Yet, we cannot simply hold on towards the uttered for self-preservation. We need a commitment to accountability that will truly transform this network as a responsible institution with a deeper responsibility in building a nation. Not all of the network officials before us today will always be here to ensure that the new 25-year franchise will indeed bring about and sustain this new age of responsibility and accountability. Surely, we cannot wait for another 25 years when they return to apply for a renewal just exact accountability as what we are doing in this hearing. We need a mechanism to make sure that within the life of the franchise, responsibility and accountability must define the continuing relevance of the grant. Thus, I respectfully propose the following 7 highly important parameters with which ABS-CBN shall be measured within the period of the franchise to be implemented by the NTC and other agencies of the government. Otherwise, the owners and officers may be penalized, or its programs may be suspended, or ultimately its franchise may be recommended to Congress for revocation. These are specifically enumerated in House Bill 6901. Number 1, Mr. Chair, is strict compliance with the Constitution, laws, rules, and regulations, including labor laws and standards. Second, is promotion of employment and security of tenure. There must be a ratio of 60 to 40%, a minimum of 60% permanent employees, and a maximum of 40% contractors, casuals, job orders, consultants, talents, project officers, and independent contractors. Third is ensure impartial and balanced reporting. ABS-CBN shall ensure that news and events are reported accurately and truthfully, and that all parties involved in such news and events are allowed equal time opportunity for information sharing. Fourth is promotion of positive Filipino values. ABS-CBN must ensure that all its programs, including its talents and the languages used by its talents, promote positive Filipino values. The MTRCB shall actively monitor ABS-CBN's compliance on this matter. Fifth is provision of public service time. 10% of the paid commercials or advertisements shall be allocated based on need to the executive, legislative, judiciary, constitutional commissions, and international humanitarian organizations duly organized with statutes for free, as already contained in other franchise laws of other grantees. Six is a strengthened self-regulation of contents. ABS-CBN shall not allow to air speeches, plays, acts, or scenes, or other materials through broadcast or telecast if the tendency thereof is to propose and or to incite treason, rebellion, or sedition, or the language used therein, or the theme of or the behavior or action of talents is immoral or indecent. And lastly, reasonable and equitable rates of election ads. Rates of election campaign ads should be reasonably and equitably priced to afford all candidates, particularly those seeking national positions, afford an equal opportunity to present their platforms of government. This will enable the electorate to arrive at an informed decision in choosing their leaders, and will promote the will remove the undue advantage of moneyed candidates over principled ones. COMELEC shall implement this section. And before I close, I propose that the 7-point track shall be fleshed out in an institutional plan of action for responsibility and accountability, or IPARA, that shall be crafted by NTC in consultation with DOLE, MTRCB, and COMELEC, to be used as a reference for regular monitoring and evaluation of the network's performance. Ang mga lituntunin ito ay tungo sa mas maayos na pasada ng ABS-CBN sa himpapawid. At paminsan-minsan, maaari itong parahin sa tabi upang alamin kung ito'y nasa tamang ratsyada pa. I also filed House Bill number 6902, which requires all franchise grantees of television and radio broadcast networks to comply with these parameters. Comply or else paparahin din natin sila. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Salo.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Defensor.
Mr. Chairman, just for the record, the Honorable Salo's bill is the second bill for the new one. all the other bills are for renewal. So it is only the Honorable Rufus and the Honorable Salo who filed a bill granting a franchise, which is technically a new franchise. And with that, Mr. Chairman, also, as we go to interpellation, and the other members may want to file other bills, but maybe if it's possible that their speeches just be inserted for the record. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Defensor. After the ABS-CBN presented its side last Monday, we'll begin with the interpellation by the members. So far, marami na pong nagpa-pre-register para sa kanilang interpellation sa secretariat natin. The members can ask questions to the ABS-CBN officers and lawyers and other resource persons from the OSG, NTC, and DOJ. They can be asked by our members and sponsors to clarify matters related to the response of the ABS-CBN on the alleged constitutional violations of their franchise. Paalala lang ulit, meron tayong 3 minutes per author, hindi po kasama yung sagot po ng ating mga resource persons.
Tulad po nung nasabi ko nung nakaraang pagdinig, iisa-isahin natin ang mga issue na di umano'y paglabag sa ating konstitusyon ng ABS-CBN. Ito ang magiging pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga katanungan. Una, whether or not the acquisition of ABS-CBN by the Lopez family after the EDSA revolution was pursuant to the Constitution. Pangalawa, whether or not ABS-CBN application violate the 50-year constitutional limitation for a franchise. At pangatlo, whether or not ABS-CBN violated the 100% Filipino ownership management of mass media na nahahati sa dalawang issue. Una, sa citizenship ni Mr. Gaby Lopez III. At pangalawa, sa posibleng pag-aari ng mga foreigners sa ABS-CBN sa pamamagitan ng mga PDRs. Magkahiwalay po nating itatakel yung dalawang issue po na yon. Let's go to the interpellation on the first constitutional issue, kung saan ang katanungan ay whether or not the acquisition of ABS-CBN by the Lopez family after the EDSA revolution was in accordance with the Constitution.
Una po sa listahan natin, para sa kanyang manifestation, Congresswoman Claudine Diana Bautista.
Mr. Chairman, just a quick
Defensor.
question. We will be ending at 1 o'clock. Is that not correct, Mr. Chairman? 1 o'clock will be our...
Vice Chairman Defensor, we have another hearing for the Blue Ribbon Committee or Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability at 1 o'clock. It's about Meralco. So, importante sa ating mga kababayan na mapababa natin yung singil, kaya itatakel rin natin. Alam ko nga kaparehas na importante ito sa issue ng ABS-CBN, pero marami rin tayong trabaho dito sa Kongreso na kailangan nating gampanan.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you po. Kaya ko po nabanggit yan kasi ngayong pagkakataon, sa aking pagkakalam, si Mr. Gaby Lopez ay nandyan na sa Zoom. Kung meron po tayo ng cut-off time, kung maaari po doon sa agenda, unahin na natin siya, makapagtanong na yung mga tao, para mailinaw na nila kaagad kung ano itong issue ng citizenship. Since we already have Mr. Gaby Lopez online, I think the Honorable Marcoleta.
Hearing suspended.